Hello and welcome here to Talk HCB and welcome back to the channel today following yesterday's, I wouldn't say shock defeat to Atletico Madrid, but certainly disappointing defeat to Atletico Madrid. And of course, in the aftermath of all that, going out of a major competition, the recent blip in form that we've been suffering, there's always going to be cries for certain players to be sold or players to be moved on or the squad to be refreshed. And I spoke in yesterday's video about us certainly needed to do some big business in the summer in terms of bringing in some quality players, but also some young talent as well. So we're going to need quite a lot of money in the summer to refresh our squad and start building something for the future. And we haven't actually got that much money in the bank right now, according to some papers, some journalists. We're going to have about 60 million from the start to spend in the summer, which in the grand scheme of things in modern football isn't a great deal of money. So we're certainly going to need to sell to buy, but that's okay because I feel that we've got 8 players in our current squad that are deadwood, which I feel that they're in the squad and they're getting paid. They're on big wages, I expect. But they're not helping the cause. They're not able to add anything. They're not able to strengthen us. And I certainly don't see them having a future at the club. Therefore, the right time now is to sell them on, get the money for them, and reinvest it in the squad and making our squad much better and much stronger ahead of next season. So there's 8 players that I'm going to go through, which I believe could actually generate 50 million. So let's go through them. The first one is Douglas, who you may or may not have heard of him. And that's exactly what it is. He's hardly played. Absolutely no idea why he was brought in. Another one of the dodgy deals from Brazil. There was Henrique a few years ago. There was Kerrison. And there have been a few strange ones over the years going back with Barca and Brazil. That certainly is another one. Douglas this summer will certainly be moved on. I really hope we just get rid of him, sell him for whatever we can. I've put down on this sheet here 1 million. We'll be lucky if we can get 1 million, but if we can, that's good. I really don't want to see him loaned out. There's no point. He's never going to become a Barcelona player, so what's the point in loaning him out? Just sell him now, get whatever money we can get back for him, and just write that one off as a mistake. The second player is one that we may have forgotten about, and that's Martin Montoya. At the moment, he's out on loan at Real Betis. He was on loan at Inter Milan earlier on in the season, where his loan there was cut short. Lack of game time, didn't really get on with Roberto Mancini, and certainly a player that a few years ago looked like really promising. He looked like he could be the heir to Dani Alves' throne, but for whatever reason, time has gone on now, and it's not really happened for him. So I've got down on this sheet here about 3-4 million. If we can get that for him, possibly Real Betis staying in La Liga, they may want to go and get him on a permanent deal because he's been pretty much in their lineup consistently since he went there on loan in January. So if we could sell him on, get a few million for him, because they're quite well stocked at right back at the moment. Alex Vidal, of course, Dani Alves. So certainly in terms of the right back position, we may want to bring in another player in the summer as well if Dani Alves leaves, a more quality player. So certainly selling Montoya wouldn't be such a bad idea. The next player would probably cause and divide a bit of opinion, but I certainly think for the sake of his career and also the sake of our money, we need to sell Marc Bartra this summer. He's not getting any younger. He's no longer a young talent. He is a boy who's now in his mid-20s, and he can certainly learn a lot from leaving the club. I think he hasn't really got a consistent chance, and that's not because of Luis Enrique. He didn't get a chance with Pep. He didn't get a chance with Tito. He didn't get a chance with Tata, and the same now with Luis Enrique. So I'm not really sure what the problem was with Marc Bartra, but no manager really seems to have placed a lot of trust in him, and sadly he's going to have to leave the club now if he wants to get regular game time, which I think he should be looking at. You know, he wants to be trying to get in that Spanish squad, which he has been doing, but he hasn't been playing a lot of football, and I think we could get about 10-12 million if we sold him, possibly to the Premier League. The Serie A has been linked as well. Fiorentina apparently interested in him, so certainly for the sake of his own career and his own chances, I don't see things improving for him, so it's just as well that we sell him now and move him on with the greatest interest, and he'll leave with a lot of respect. We'll all look out for him and hope that he does well, but for his own sake, I think he should leave this summer. The next player is Thomas Vermaelen. I've gone for him over Mathieu because I think Lucho still trusted Mathieu, and when he does actually concentrate, he can provide some very good performances. He's coming back from that injury as well, so I would go with selling Vermaelen. It's been a constant problem since he arrived with injuries, and the worrying thing is we bought him with that knowledge. We knew that he was injury prone, and we still went ahead and tried to sign him and brought him in for quite an extensive, 10-12 million it was that we got him for. So I think if we can recover that, I've got it down here that we could maybe get 10 million for him, maybe about 8 million from the Premier League. They usually pay out big money for players, and certainly for a centre-back, he's at an age where teams are quite willing to go and pay the money for him. He's still got a lot of years left in him, no doubt can play at that level level again, but certainly for us it hasn't quite worked out. There was a few performances at the start of the season where Vermaelen was really, really impressive. Athletic, in the first game of the season, he scored the winner against Malaga, a very, very key goal of the Camp Nou, but since then he's been hampered by injuries. He's never really managed to completely convince everyone, and I think for the sake of his own career again, and also for the sake of the money that we can get from him while he's at this age, we need to move him on this summer. The other player is Adriano, going across the defence. I think Adriano, by the way, has been a terrific servant for us, I think, over the last few years. He's what you call a utility player. You bring him in. He's never been, world class, but certainly in a number of positions, he's performed adequately. He's got some key goals over the years. So I think he's given a good service to this club, but I think now is certainly the right time to move him on. He's not getting any younger. There's still going to be teams who are interested in him. I've got down here 3-4 million if we can get that for him. We've just renewed his contract. The reasoning for that is so he couldn't leave on a free in the summer. I think we've certainly got aims to sell him this summer, and hopefully we do, because he's not really providing anything at left back, and that's certainly one of the positions that we need to strengthen in the coming window, to give somebody there backup for Jordi Alba, and somebody who we can rest Jordi Alba and bring in at left back who can still play at a very good level. Adriano, sadly now, is not at that level, and we need to move him on this summer. Again, another player that you may have forgotten about. He's got one more year on his deal when he returns in the summer. That's Alex Song. £15 million was spent trying to bring him to the club, and it simply hasn't worked out. Well, again, exactly the same in Montoya. I really hope we don't loan him out, and the same with Douglas, because there's no point. He'll leave for free the next summer. We just as well take whatever we can for him now. I've got down here 1 million, the same as Douglas. If we can get 1 million for him, fine. Move him on, get him off the wage bill. We don't want anything to do with him. It hasn't worked out. Again, another transfer that we can just write off and take what we got and run with it. Another player, again, you may have forgotten about. A lot of loan players here. Christian Teo. Again, like Montoya a few years ago, he looked like he was going to burst onto the scene. He looked promising, he looked lively. But again, for whatever reason, he dipped, and it hasn't quite worked out at him. He's gone to Porto on loan, and then he's now at Fiorentina on loan, where he has quite impressed, actually. Fiorentina are quite interested in securing him on a permanent deal. I've got down here 8 million. If we can get 8 million for him, that would be good value. So hopefully they can pay up that in the summer, and we can move him on, and he can start reigniting his career, and again, trying to become the player that he threatened to be a few years ago. And the final player on the list is Sandro. Again, quite a sad one, really, because he came through last season. He broke through and stormed into the first team. But again, for whatever reason, he couldn't continue that. He couldn't get that consistency going. The pressure's obviously very, very intense at Barcelona, and he hasn't quite made it. He's gone back, and he's not really featured much this season at all. He's injured at the moment. And I certainly think in the summer there will be clubs who are interested in Sandro, because he has shown promise. He's a young player. He's still got a lot left to give, a lot of developing to do. There was Premier League clubs reportedly interested in him, and again, I've got down about 8 to 10 million. If we can get that, he's a young player, he's got a lot of prospects. Hopefully somebody can pay up that money, and all those together would come out at about 50 million. So if we can do that, there's 8 players there who I think if you take all of them out of our squad, we don't really notice any difference. And I think that's 50 million that could be reinvested massively in the squad in the summer. And I think if we can actually use that money wisely on young players, on players who can come in and strengthen the positions that we need to, we can really become a force again next season, and really, really get a squad that is capable of competing on every level, on every game, and not getting tired or fatigued throughout the season. So hopefully we can do that. Hopefully we can get those deals over the line. We've never been a particularly good selling club. We always seem to buy players without any real problems, sometimes overpaying, sometimes underpaying. But when it comes to selling players, we've never really had a good reputation for getting good transfer fees. So hopefully in this summer transfer window, we can get rid of some of these players for decent amounts. Certainly selling to the Premier League is lucrative. They've got a new TV deal. There's going to be a lot of money throwing around in the Premier League from all the clubs. So certainly you want to be going offering some of these players to the Premier League and other leagues as well. Hopefully it all works out. Let's hope so anyway, and let's hope that we can get ourselves in a good financial position going into the summer where we can reinvest that money wisely. So leave your thoughts below, guys. Like I said, there's a few players I have mentioned in this video. The likes of Mathieu, even Masic was rumoured to maybe be moving on in the summer with Ortola coming up and playing in the first team. But there's players like that who are on the fringes. Arda Turan, of course, has been linked with a big money move to China. That would be an interesting one, depending on how he finishes the season, how he can adapt. He still has some proving to do, and that offer from China could be extensive and lucrative for us in terms of financial muscle. But let's not make any hasty decisions yet. There's still a few games to go. He's still got a chance to prove himself, as have all the players. Let's see what they can do. But leave your thoughts down below, guys. Who do you think we should be selling this summer? What sort of transfer fees are we looking at? Do you think that 50 million would really help us out a lot in selling those players? Let me know down below. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on this. I have been Talking SCB. It's been a pleasure to be here with you today talking about this. Let's try and be a lot of positive. It's been a disappointing day, a disappointing week really, a disappointing few weeks really, but let's try and stay positive. Hopefully things will turn out for the better, and certainly next season we will bounce back stronger and compete for the Champions League title again. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, Visca El Barça.